Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast with a questionable villain. Is it a dark elf? I don't know. Am I a dark elf? I don't know. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always, she's an elf. Darkness unconfirmed. It's Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
The darkest elf. I'm good. I had a crazy week this week. I didn't believe my... Well, it's not that exciting.
Oh.
In December, all my coworkers were like, everything's going to be really crazy. January's our busy time. And I was like, okay, sounds fake. I have no meetings coming up.
Yeah.
And then I came back from the holidays, and my calendar has been booked solid for, like, this week especially. I had 5 meetings yesterday, Dan. 5 meetings!
Gross.
Yeah. But, other than that, it's been good. Went to a funeral today.
Those two sentences don't align.
They don't. I just, you know. How are you?
I'm good. Training for a marathon, so that's fun.
I know.
That's
I'm so proud of
tiring.
you.
Oh,
You're running
thank
for
you.
both of us.
Yeah, oh my god, and I'm not doing it because I enjoy it. That's definitely not the case.
I don't understand how people can, like, have fun running a marathon. And that's going from someone who ran, like I said, I ran in high school.
Yeah.
I just don't get the, my gosh, this is so much fun.
No, I get no joy from running. It's a chore. I've gone from disliking it to just nothing it, but it's not going to go past that. I'm never going to be like, oh man, I wish I was running right now, because I've always rather be doing some different other exercise.
Mm-hmm.
If I could be running versus biking, I will pick biking 10 times out of 10.
That's fair. I was reading a book last summer about girls in cross country, and it was about this one girl who was, like, really good, and she thought she was going to get a scholarship, but she had, like, an attitude problem, and she beat somebody up.
What? During a race?
And, yeah. And she's like, I love running. I run all the time. I run right when I wake up, and I run after school, and I run when I'm stressed, and I run when I'm happy. And I was like,
Weirdo.
are you good? Like,
Obviously
I know you're a book
not.
character. This clearly should have been in the fantasy section and not the realistic fiction. Like,
I didn't realize this was fiction. I thought this was a real story and this was a real
oh,
person.
sorry. It was a murder mystery. It was a fiction.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did she
sorry,
kill
I missed
someone?
that part. No, but her sister did.
Ooh.
It was her sister had an abortion that summer with
Okay.
the boyfriend of one of the top other racers on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister discovered that this new girl had overheard that she was talking to not her boyfriend, the baby daddy.
Uh-huh.
I'm a bad explainer. The baby daddy, and the baby daddy pushed the new girl who overheard off a cliff, and then they killed her because she was still alive and they didn't know what to do.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody blamed it on the girl who loves to run all the time because she has an attitude.
Yeah.
It was a good book. It was a good book.
What's it called?
They'll Never Catch Us.
Obviously not. You're running all the time.
Yeah, it's a teen fiction book. So in case you feel like
there we
taking a
go.
break, okay? It was on sale.
When you want to take a break in between watching Outer Banks, pick up They'll Never Catch Us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway.
Anyway.
We talk about movies on this podcast, in theory. And the movie we're talking about today, for better or for worse, is Thor: The Dark World, the second Thor movie.
Do you think this is the worst movie Marvel's ever made? Because I do.
In the MCU?
Yeah.
Let me look at the list real quick. Because it's at the bottom. Oh boy,
The
it's
list?
down there.
Is it your mental list? Or is this
No,
a
just
real
the list of movies.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's in the bottom 3 probably. I don't know what the other ones would be.
Me either. I haven't. Once I've seen all of them, we can reconnect. But so far, I don't like Thor movies until I liked Thor, Love and Thunder, and I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, but I think I'll like that because I like when he's like a himbo. But when it's this emo drama, oh my gosh. Mommy issues, daddy issues, brother issues.
Yeah, so Thor the Dark World, directed by, as we all know, Alan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Taylor, known for directing such films as Kill the Poor and
I didn't like that.
Terminator Genesis.
Ugh, Terminator.
And a lot of episodes of season 6 of The Sopranos. Good for him.
Oh, okay, get that check.
And the pilot of Mad Men. Stick to good things.
Oh.
Don't direct this.
Ooh, speaking of rough things, my friend literally just texted me unprompted, that 90s show is rough. Anyway.
Written by Christopher Yost and Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely. You'll recognize those names as we go forward because they wrote like 8 MCU movies, including all the Captain America ones.
Sometimes we got to start rough, you know?
That's true.
This might not have been their first movie, but...
It wasn't.
Anyway.
They wrote the first Captain America.
No, yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. Starring Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston, Stellan Skarsgård. It says starring Idris Elba. He doesn't have a starring role in this. He has an and also featuring role.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. But he's a big name.
That's true. Christopher Eccleston. I'm going to butcher this guy's last name, and I apologize in advance. Okay. Adewale Akinoye Abaji. That might be it. It might not. I apologize if I got it wrong. If I got it right, I expect tons of praise. Also starring Kat Dennings, Ray Stevenson, Zachary Levi for like 6 seconds, Rene Russo, and Anthony Hopkins.
Let's take one moment to talk about the fact that I liked Christopher Eccleston in this. He is my least favorite of the new Doctors.
He's like in this for like a minute. He's
but
barely in it.
But he's supposed to be the villain.
Yeah, he's supposed to be. I don't know what happened.
Maybe I liked him better because he
wasn't talking.
Yes. I'm sorry, Christopher. You walked so that Matt could run. I get it, but...
Also, Chris O'Dowd appears briefly from the IT crowd.
Yes. We love Chris O'Dowd. See, you say from the IT crowd, but my brain automatically goes to Bridesmaids because that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah. Released on November 8th, 2013, with a budget of $170 million, it made $644 million at the box office.
And every single person wanted their money back.
On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 66% approval rating, which
That's
is so high.
Those people are lying to themselves. They're trying to be pick-me's. Oh, Thor Dark World wasn't that bad. Oh.
It may not be the finest film to come from the Marvel Universe, but Thor the Dark World still offers plenty of the humor and high-stakes action that fans have come to expect.
Humor?
High-stakes action? No. Neither. Felt neither of those.
If it was Ragnarok or... I know I said that like the most Wisconsin person ever.
Wow. Are you like munching on cheddar right now?
I wish. I did say fish fry earlier today, and I felt like my accent was coming through on that too. If it was Ragnarok or Love and Thunder, I'd say yes, humor. Is it stupid? Yes. But I didn't think there was much humor in this one. I thought it was kind of dry and boring.
Yes.
And not dry like dry humor, like dry like I'm parched. Just a drop of entertainment, please.
Yes, I agree. I was so uninterested from the beginning. They were trying to set up this opening fight like some sort of Lord of the Rings, Battle of Helm's Deep sort of fight.
I'm already out.
I'm out on that anyway, but I just don't care. I know none of this will matter. I know nothing here matters.
Yeah, it's just not, like, they had too many ideas and they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do.
Yeah. So
Because, like, we
instead
were
they didn't
talking
do
about-
anything.
No, yeah, because they were like, who's the villain in this? Well, we have, like, too many options, but also none.
Yeah. Like, in theory, Anthony Hopkins is the villain.
But also, in theory, Christopher Eccleston's the villain.
I think in reality, Christopher Eccleston is the named villain, but
Then
who knows?
why isn't he in the...
Why isn't he in the poster at all? I don't know.
I'm so tired, Dan. I am so tired
Yeah.
of the foolishness of this film.
Yes, I am too. It was the 10th highest grossing film of 2013,
And like I said, everybody wanted their money back immediately.
just below Man of Steel.
Okay. I remember when I was like, what was the date on this one again?
This was November. It was right around Thanksgiving, November 8th.
Oh, shoot. I feel like I remember my friends in high school, and I probably was like hanging out with them or something because that was my freshman year of college.
Uh-huh.
I feel like they were talking about how hot Thor is and how great this movie was. But looking back, they were only saying it because Chris Hemsworth is handsome.
Yes. And
Yeah.
high schoolers are idiots.
That is also correct, and I was no exception.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, if you're listening to this and you're in high school, two, I'm sure you're smart, but also you're dumb because we're all dumb, and we're all dumb in high school.
Amen. The kids that I do the show with, who I adore, let it be known. Sometimes I sit back and I'm looking at them and I'm like, what is this? What are you doing? Was I like that?
100%.
Oh, God. Cringe. Theater kids, cringe.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh,
Love them.
yes. Yes. Theater
Theater
kids even
who
more.
love Thor.
The only thing that I think it's a good sign to look back on your time in high school and kind of cringe at it.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Because if you sit there...
I wonder about the people that would make out in the band room. What do they think about it?
Triggered. Well, a lot of the people I know that made out in the band room are married to each other,
Okay.
which is awesome for them. I never made out in the band room personally. I know one
That's
girl
why-
who got engaged.
That's
to
why
her
you're
high
not
school
married
boyfriend
to
when she
someone
was
from
18.
high school now.
You're right, and honestly, thank fucking God. Full offense.
Do you remember the first time you watched this?
It was like 2 months ago, I think.
Great.
And then I watched it again, and I didn't like it any better, and I didn't pay attention anymore. So I apologize in advance.
Yeah. This was the only MCU movie I had not seen
I'm gonna put it
before
this way, Dan.
Endgame.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I also haven't
Okay.
seen Ant-Man or the second one.
Oh,
So.
well, that's coming up too in this, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Gage hates this movie. And I shouldn't even say hates because, you know, he loves superheroes. So I think if he was given the option of watching this or, like, having his eyes poked, he'd rather watch this.
Well, sure.
Maybe. We'll see. But he always says how bad it is, so I think I went into it with a sour taste. But I also don't really know much about mythology either, so...
Yeah, there's not a lot of mythology going on here. Just a
Well,
lot
to
of
know the
Norwegian
names.
words.
Oh, yeah. I guess maybe I had those two things confused.
Yeah, the first time that I watched this was yesterday. And
And did you have low expectations?
I had low expectations, and it didn't meet them.
It didn't meet your already low expectations?
No, it did not. I was expecting it to be at least enjoyable.
Yeah, no, you aimed too high.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get this train rolling.
Let's hit it.
Eons ago, says the Wikipedia synopsis.
Does it really?
It starts with eons ago.
Who wrote this? Chris Hemsworth himself?
Maybe. Odin's father, Bor, is fighting with the dark elf Malekith, who wants to use the ether on the 9 realms and plunge everyone into darkness. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of In Conclusion. We're gonna go stick our heads in an ice bath for a month.
Yep. This is too fantasy for me.
Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
care.
everyone.
I don't care. I just don't care.
No, me either. I know you said it's not real Norse mythology, but it's the whole story of Thor's family and so-and-so's family and everybody's family. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Snooze fest for me, personally.
Anyway, Malekith, he runs away from the fight, and along with a handful of dark elves. They take the ether and they keep it within a stone column somewhere. And, that's never going to come back into the plot or anything.
Nope, never.
Also, up until the climax of the movie, Malekith only speaks in whatever his language is.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell, like I said, it didn't sound like Chris Eccleston except for, like, on certain words, because I didn't know it was him at first, and Gabe's like, yes, it is, and I was like, where?
And then at the end, this supposedly incredibly fearsome villain has just this strong Scottish brogue, and I'm like, Groundskeeper Willie, he's fighting me.
Not Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah. Anyway, into present-day Asgard. Loki, he's on trial for war crimes.
What else is new?
And he's in prison. And Thor is fighting with his friends.
Also, what else is new?
Fandral, Volstagg, and Sif.
Gage loves Lady Sif.
Good for him. Sif.
Yeah, he loves her.
Zachary Levi plays one of them in this movie, replacing someone from the first movie who was busy making Once Upon a Time. Good for Zachary Levi for doing something else with his time after this.
Zachary Levi has a beautiful singing voice.
He does.
That's all I have to say about that. It's just so clean and crisp.
I'll let him know. I'm good friends with him.
Please do.
So, the reason they're fighting is because they're in a war to pacify the 9 realms, because the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that all pets and Norwegian people cross between realms, has been fixed after it was destroyed 2 years earlier.
Thank God.
Yeah, and soon they learned that the convergence, which is where all 9 realms align, it's imminent. And as it approaches, portals linking worlds appear at random.
Ugh.
Yeah, again, just gripping stuff.
I'm fighting, Dan. I'm fighting so hard.
Yeah, and Thor's, he's getting along fine, just not with his mom. His mom's disappointed, but she loves him, but she's disappointed. His mom's in this one. We're supposed to care.
Which
dies.
one is she again? Hera?
Yeah.
Hela?
Hera? Hela's the villain in the third one.
Oh my God, I get them confused. I'm sorry, because isn't that his sister?
Yeah, that's
I'm
Kate
getting ahead of
Blanchett,
myself.
star of Tar.
That's not what I know her from,
Well,
but yes.
Sorry, star of Blue Jasmine.
Also not what I know her from, but thank you.
Sorry, star of, not totally drawing a blank.
No, me too. I know who Kate Blanchett is. I just
she's
don't
in
know
Lord of
where
the
I know
Rings.
her from. Oh yeah. Ugh.
Wow, okay.
Sorry. I don't like Lord of the Rings. Gage really does, but it's not for me, dog.
She's in Carol? The lesbian movie?
Oh, no. Unfortunately, haven't seen that one.
Anyway. Welcome back to the Kate Blanchett cast, where we just go through her filmography by memory. It's not going well. In London, guess who's back? Back again. Natalie Portman's back. Tell a friend.
On a date.
Yeah, she's on a date with Chris O'Donnell, who on this date is talking about a previous date that he's been on.
You know, minus that, he's still pretty cute.
He is pretty cute.
I can understand. Maybe he was just nervous.
Sorry, I said Chris O'Donnell. It's Chris O'Dowd.
I knew who you meant. I figured you were just in a fog.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell is Robin from Batman and Robin and star of NCIS Los Angeles.
Did you see the immediate frown that went on my face?
I did. That was so quick.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you saw it.
So Jane, doing research in London with Darcy, who is her intern still, who has her own intern, Darcy. Ian. We love Darcy, and we love Ian. Darcy's good. Ian's good. There are some questionable ethics with their relationship.
Situation's bad, but...
Yeah, but they go to some factory that a bunch of children are playing in or live in. I hope they live there. That would make it interesting.
I think they're just playing there. I hope they don't live there. That'd be sad.
Sure. And things are disobeying the laws of physics, and they have like a portal, and things just keep falling through that portal. And man, shit's crazy. And then Jane falls through that portal, and she gets infected by the ether, which is just like a red dust.
And I think that's how she gets cancer. Spoiler alert.
In the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
That's what the plot is telling me.
And then Heimdall tells Thor Heimdall is back. I hope you're happy. He's still blind, but he can still see. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yep. That's... Okay, never mind.
What's his name?
Just carry on.
What's his name? Come on, you know this.
Is it Idris?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I got nervous and then I panicked.
That's right.
Like,
that's Zachary Levi.
But then I know the difference between those two wonderfully talented, beautiful men. Okay, thank you.
So he tells Thor that Jane's disappeared, and Thor searches for her, and he can find her. And Jane, who gets sent back to Earth, she feels like she's been gone for a while, but it's only been 5 hours.
Time's different when you're in the ether.
Yeah. Also, Stellan Skarsgård has gone crazy and is nude in the Stonehenge.
Didn't love that.
I wish we had seen full penis.
You wanted full frontal from Stellan?
Yeah. Movies are too scared to show me male genitals.
Disney's never going to show you full frontal.
They did in the past.
Not in Marvel.
No. But in other movies. Never men, though. Cowards. Cowards.
I don't know. I don't think that's true.
So she lets out some weird force ray thing when she's getting arrested, and then he takes her to Asgard. But the Asgardian healers don't know how to treat her. Oh,
she's got future cancer. I'm telling you.
And the ether's gonna kill her given enough time, like a cancer. And the ether's return heralds a catastrophic prophecy. The world's gonna end because it's back.
How many times are people gonna predict that the world's gonna end?
And this came out after 2012. We already went through that.
We were feeling bold.
Bold, brave, and brackish.
Mm-hmm.
Malekith wakes up from his eternal slumber, and he turns his right-hand man into a giant, like, Shadow of the Colossus thing who attacks Asgard. And then during the battle, the Asgard is being attacked, and I stop caring, but he's looking for Jane. And they kill Frigga in a sword fight. That's Thor's mom.
Very sad. Rip Frigga. Everybody's got mommy issues.
Yeah, very sad. Not that sad. Honestly, I didn't care. She wasn't in the first movie.
No. I didn't feel very sad about it either. I just felt moderately sad because Loki is obsessed with her.
Yeah, because he's got this Oedipal complex.
More than an Oedipal complex.
An Oedipus complex is when you say one thing and that's
it's when you're...
That's a Freudian slip. It's when you say one thing but mean your mother.
Mm-hmm.
An Oedipus complex is when you say one thing but want to fuck your mother.
So funny.
Thank you. It was good because I delivered it so well. That's what made
So
it
eloquent
work.
and smooth.
Yeah, I'm
Not
like
a single stumble.
no, I'm like a silk almond milk of joke tellers, going down smooth.
I tried almond milk the other day, unsweetened, because we were cooking with it. It just tasted like a wet almond.
Yeah, I don't like any milk substitute.
Me either. I mean, it was fine because I was putting it in like pancake mix and you couldn't taste it.
Mm-hmm.
But for drinking, no, thank you.
No, like almond milk, bleh. Oat milk, I've only ever had in a latte and it made the latte bad.
Yeah.
Soy milk, bleh. Just give me my cow's milk. I like whole dairy milk.
Amen. I want to feel horrible the rest of the night. Give me that lactose.
So, even though Odin has told Thor that he cannot leave Asgard and doing so would be treason, he teams up with Loki. Because Loki's a trickster and breaks him out of prison. Because he knows a secret portal to Malekith's world. It's through a crawl space and you get directly into his head.
Mood.
Being John Malekith.
Mm.
Okay, that was more creative than I think you're giving me credit for.
I'm sorry. Wow! I'm applauding you.
Thank you.
I'm crying. I'm calling in sick to work tomorrow because I haven't recovered.
That's the spirit.
I got you.
That's the spirit.
I'm supporting.
And they're going to use Jane to lure Malekith away from Asgard. That's how it's going to work. And Thor says, yeah, sure, that's fine. Then you can have revenge on him for killing Mom. So they steal a dark elf spaceship. You know, never in my life did I think I would seriously say the sentence dark elf spaceship.
It sounds kind of like a band.
It does. I'm thinking it's time to go off the grid. Just abandon society. If we're taking dark elf spaceship seriously, we're too far gone.
Lord, I think it's time to touch some grass.
Yeah, you know? I think it's time to face plant in a dirt field.
Yeah.
So I could really become one with nature. You know, my brother used to eat rocks and dirt when he was a kid. And now he barely gets sick, and he never got sick as a child. So,
maybe we should rethink what we're doing.
Before his wedding, my mom got a bunch of videos digitized, and I had to go through and edit them. And there was one video where she was recording my other brother, like, rolling down our driveway or something. And my brother who ate dirt was, like, 1 at the time. And he just walked over to, like, a planter box and took a big scoop and started eating.
This is why I'm not strong enough to have children. I would have been disgusted.
And he was no one stopped him either. I just kept recording.
Oh my god. No, thank you.
Anyway, they escape Asgard and they go to Svartalheim.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. With Jane. And Loki, being the trickster god, he tricks Malekith into drawing the ether out of Jane.
Classic. Why wouldn't he be a trickster? Why wouldn't he trick?
They have a fight. He fake kills. They fake kill each other. Yada yada yada. What a nice gameplay. It's a decent fake out. Not the best. I was watching a movie. What was I watching? The Sting. Which, not to spoil it, it ends with a fake out. Oh, that's a great fake out. It got me 100%.
I watched The Menu recently.
That
fun. Was pretty good.
I like The Menu more than this. I think Menu is on Letterboxd. I have it as my 6th favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Yes.
Sorry, can you hear me? I'm trying to see. My microphone's being weird. Anyway, sorry.
No, I noticed you were playing with your microphone, and I was like, "Are you okay? What's happening?"
I'm never truly okay, Dan.
No, we all know that.
I think it's having. I think one of the lights burned out, but that's okay. We're living.
I think, therefore, I am.
You're right.
Shakespeare reads that and goes, I think, therefore, iambic pentameter.
No, triggered. Triggered. Have you ever seen Something Rotten?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What is it?
I
Can't
don't.
even think of it. It's the line where he's like, just thought of that, don't even know where to put it yet. In one of the songs. Oh, hilarious. I love that show.
So Thor tries to destroy the ether, but he doesn't, and it gets sucked into Malekith, and now he's all strong and powerful, and he takes his
Gross.
ship. And then, as Thor is cradling Loki in his arms, because Loki looks like he's
Classic.
died, he tells his...
How many times does Loki die in the Marvel Universe?
This is number 3,
That's what I thought.
so we can keep it going. He promises to tell Odin of his sacrifice. And then,
Ugh.
after his quote-unquote death, they find another portal in a cave with a box of scraps.
Shut up!
And
Stark.
they end up in London. with
London.
everyone. Anna's currently being just smacked by her dog.
Yeah, she wants me to play with her.
She's got crazy eyes.
Motherhood is exhausting.
And so when they show up in London, a Third Eye Blind song pops into my head.
Of course. What song?
It's a song called London. And do you want to know what the chorus of that song is?
What is it?
I don't want to go to London. I told you. I don't care. I don't want to go to London to live there.
Oh! That sounds a little depressing.
And that's my thought about watching this movie. I don't want to watch this movie. I told you I don't care. I don't want to watch this movie. I'll die here.
Oh god, Dan.
Your dog is, like, very aggressive. So while they're in London, they find out that Malekith is going to unleash the ether to destroy the universe. And he's going to do it in Greenwich. Because Greenwich is the center of the convergence.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say the center of the universe. I don't know why.
That's Greenwich Village.
You're right. Sorry,
Obviously.
everyone. Obviously.
So Malekith comes to Earth and they have a plan to separate him from the ether and kill him and blah, blah, blah. And while they're fighting, the only scene that got a genuine chuckle out of me, Thor and Malekith are fighting in the middle of some green space, and then Thor falls through a portal and ends up on a subway, and he takes the subway to Greenwich. I thought that was cute. I thought that was a fun
It's a little
moment.
funny. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you 1 point for that, Marvel. 1 point.
1 point. So Malekith, however, is unopposed, which means that he has absolute power. But he comes back in time, and they use their scientific equipment, and they transport Malekith from Earth to Svartalfheim, where he is crushed to death by his own ship.
As he should be.
Which it was almost going to crush Thor and Jane. But it didn't.
I'm glad Jane wasn't crushed, so we have a million more movies with her.
She's not in the third one. She's only in the
I
fourth.
know. But it feels like... Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
I said I know. That was a lie. I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok. I don't know why I said that.
So, after Malekith is vanquished, Thor goes back to Asgard, where Odin offers him the throne. And he says no. And then he tells him how Loki sacrificed himself, blah, blah, blah. But then, that wasn't Odin, that was Loki. Oh.
Of course it frickin' was, because he's a trickster.
And then, in the mid-credit scene, 2 of the warriors go to the Collector, who is from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
And give him the ether, which is an Infinity Stone.
Gasp.
And he goes,
Which one is it?
It's the red one. Reality.
I don't know, so I'm genuinely asking.
He goes 1 down, 5 to go, which makes him seem like he's going to be the villain. He's not. He plays a very little role. And then in the post-credit scene, I feel like they added this in after test audiences hated the fact that Thor and Natalie Portman were separated. They come back and kissed. And kiss.
Wow, thank God, finally.
Right.
Nothing worse than No kissing.
And we went through that super quickly, but that is Thor the Dark World.
We made it. I have to say, it's one of those where, like, we're gonna go through it quickly because it sucks to both of us. Maybe you love it, and if it's your favorite Thor movie, I'm sorry.
It sucks in the bad way where it's not interesting. Some failures are really interesting and like enjoyable to watch in kind of like a sicko's way. This isn't. Mm-hmm. Nowhere near that.
No, I hated it the whole time. I'm excited to see Ragnarok because I've never seen that one before.
Well, you got some time before we watch that.
I know. I'm just talking specifically about Thor movies.
Okay.
But, like, I'm just, you know.
Yeah, just to let you know, it's much better.
Yeah, because Taika directed it, didn't he?
Yes, I'm happy you're on a first-name basis.
Oh, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Me and Taika talk all the time.
You
don't?
We don't, actually. We had a falling out.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Me and Taika are BFFs.
So, like, what is there? What is there to say about this? It's almost 2 hours long, but, like, nothing happens. It's all just filler. It's like an anime filler episode.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this to exist.
No, it's definitely like they're trying to find... I think they were trying to find a way to set up that stone. Mm-hmm. And they went a long way to do it.
Yeah, it's just... I don't... Like, Christopher Eccleston, he's in it. Everyone's in it. Everybody's, like, doing fine. It's all fine. It's poorly written.
Yeah. It's so bad.
It's just...
so bad.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have any other thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I just watched it. It was just like turned dumb.
Yeah, it's just so... It's slow and it's not interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting trivia about it.
Oh, well, why don't you share that, Dan?
Okay. So, Kenneth Branagh was offered to come back and direct it, but they didn't have enough pre-production time, so he turned it down.
Okay.
Patty Jenkins, who later directed Wonder Woman, was originally chosen as the director, but left due to creative differences.
Yeah, she probably wanted to make a good movie, and they wanted to make a bad movie.
Her version of the script had a similar tone to Romeo and Juliet, with a heavy focus on their relationship.
Okay, that would have been interesting.
And years later in an interview, she said that she read the first script that she was given, and she hated it, and knew that if she signed on to that script, it could potentially sink her career.
Well...
Yeah.
That's a big yikes.
Natalie Portman signed on because she thought that Patty Jenkins was going to direct. And then after Patty Jenkins left, Natalie Portman tried to leave, but she couldn't because Disney has 8 billion lawyers.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I'm glad that she came back. And then she came back again for Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm. But if that has to do with why she left for the next one or why she wasn't in the next one, I get it.
There's absolutely why she wasn't in the next one.
She missed out on working with Taika.
So, the director didn't enjoy his experience making the movie. He was given a lot of freedom directing it, but then everything was changed in post-production without his input. Okay. And he suffered a breakdown after the making of this movie. Idris Elba. Yeah, Idris Elba said that the movie was tedious and exhausting.
Oh god, that's embarrassing.
Christopher Eccleston said he took the role just for the money.
The mood. Okay, get that bag, honey. I get it.
But Marvel didn't tell him that he'd be required to sit in a makeup chair for 6 to 8 hours a day.
Ew, I would rather die. I'd be so bored on my skull.
And most of his scenes were cut, meaning that it was for nothing.
As long as he gets the check.
And
as long as he gets that check.
He described the making of the film as just a gun in your mouth.
Oh. That, has me a little bit too stunned to speak.
Chris O'Dowd thought that the movie was so unmemorable, he forgot he was in it.
What's with these actors forgetting they're in Marvel movies? Chris, Gwyneth.
Chris O'Dowd was probably on set for a day.
Yeah, but still, the check cleared, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the movie, the post-credit scene where Thor and Jane embrace and kiss, that was not Natalie Portman. That was Chris Hemsworth's wife, Elsa Pataki.
Why?
Because Natalie Portman wasn't going to come back for it. She was done.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. She said, bye, where's my stunt double?
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth didn't wear a wig. He grew out his hair.
It looks good.
It does. Literally, he could have a bowl cut, and it would always look good.
True, he's a very handsome man.
Malekith,
just to state the obvious.
Yeah, that you are breaking new ground here. Chris Hemsworth, handsome, more at 11.
Literally. Hot take, everyone. Hot take o'clock.
Malekith originally had a larger backstory, but because of Loki's popularity, Loki was given a more expanded role, meaning the backstory was removed to save time.
Well, the movie's already painfully long, so...
This movie was supposed to be Loki's final appearance, but there was negative reaction to his death at test screenings.
Yeah, women everywhere were pissed.
And there was Thor and Jane originally broke up and had like an amicable breakup, but that was also changed following
I would have
the
hated
focus
that.
groups.
Breakups, not good for marketing.
No, of course not. Joss Whedon did a rewrite of the script. Chris Evans pops up as Captain America for a hot second where Loki impersonates him.
Okay.
And here's some other things that could have made the movie. Mads Mikkelsen originally was supposed to play Malekith. The guy from Hannibal.
Why do I know that name? Thank you. I was like, why do I know that name? Why do I know that name?
He turned it down because of Hannibal. Good for him. Hannibal's much better.
I would say it was probably the good choice.
Yeah, and he ends up being the villain in Doctor Strange.
Which Doctor Strange?
The first one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. Okay, I was like, no, he wasn't. Like, my little brain. Okay.
The original ending of the movie had Thor concentrating lightning from all 9 realms to destroy Malekith, but the filmmakers wanted all the characters to contribute.
Boo.
The
Why does
lightning
teamwork
thing
have
would
to
be
make
more
the dream
fun.
work? Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch was also considered for Malekith.
I'm glad he wasn't cast. He's busy being Doctor Strange.
Right?
Who would have been Doctor Strange then?
Mads Mikkelsen? I don't know.
Oh my god, is nothing sacred?
No.
Everything's backwards. I'm very confused.
And then, like I said, there were a ton of Malekith deleted scenes. And
I'm sure. I'm sorry.
Would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
I'm convinced nothing could save it.
Yeah, as anything. Pick any
Yeah.
role.
Sorry, I didn't even let you say as what, because I'm pretty sure it just can't be saved.
Yeah, like a song by Senses Fail, it can't be saved. Jimmy Stewart wouldn't have helped it either.
No, I don't think God could help this movie.
God could come down and play every role. The sins of the script.
I'm glad that they made another Thor movie because I think Thor needed a redemption.
Yes.
I think, yeah.
It's just... Ugh.
Yeah. Sometimes that's how it be.
The more I think about it, it's even less... I didn't like it when I watched it, and then thinking about it, I like it even less.
Yeah. Listening to you tell a plot again... there's no point where I'm like, oh, and then this happened. Oh my god, I remember that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nothing that's like, wow.
Drier than a chip.
I was wondering where you're going to go with that.
Drier than a saltine.
Have you ever done the saltine challenge?
What is that?
It's where you try to eat 6 saltines, one after another, in a minute without having any water or anything.
I can already feel how dry my mouth would be if I tried that.
I did 5. And then I wasn't having an issue with my mouth drying because I was eating them slow enough. I don't think I could do 6, though.
No. My mouth gets so dry after, like, a Hershey kiss. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
So, on a scale of 1 to 5 dark elves, what do you give it?
1.
1, okay.
And that... Oh my goodness, sorry. I just had the biggest yawn of my life. That's being generous.
That is being... That honestly... I'm giving it a 1.5, so I'm being like slightly
That's
more generous. And it's entirely for Chris Evans' cameo.
Okay, fair.
And
That was funny. That did have me chuckle.
and the subway scene. That's literally it. And because Chris Hemsworth is cute.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, that's what the one point is because there's a lot of hotties in this movie.
Lottie hotties.
That's it, though.
Yeah. And speaking of hotties, we're going to have even more next week.
Thank God. Which movie is it? I actually don't know.
Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Oh,
Just
man,
full
I
of hotties.
Saw a picture of Sebastian Stan today, shirtless. Dear listener, you can't see the face I'm making, but my eyes are wide and my
You can
eyebrows
imagine
are
it.
up.
Everyone, you can imagine it.
We're probably all making the same face.
It's just like a dog. Cartoon eyes popping out. Ahooga!
like-
Tongue on
Yup.
the ground. Everything like
It's like
that.
when my dog Jester sees a treat in my hand and she just starts drooling. It's just me objectifying men. Don't mind me.
No, that's fine.
Thanks. I'm glad you agree.
But in the meantime, everybody, that's it for this week's episode of In Conclusion. Woohoo! If you want to find us, we're on social media, on Facebook and Twitter @and In Conclusion, on Instagram @In Conclusion Podcast, and we're on Patreon, patreon.com/In Conclusion. I'm on Twitter @DanO'Keefe86 and on TikTok @NotDanO'Keefe. Anna, where are you?
Right now I'm on my couch.
Ooh.
You can find me on Instagram @AutomusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter @AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital P for Bots, capital R for Rolling the O in, rolling the O in out are zeros. Follow my dog on Instagram.
Where?
Jester the Pup 1017.
Or she'll follow you.
She will, and she'll do to you what she was doing to me today, which is chew on your flesh for fun.
Hot!
She loves hands.
So we'll be back next week with Captain America the Winter Soldier, maybe with a special guest. I don't know. I forgot to ask her before we started recording.
Is it Anna?
No.
Oh. Who is it?
Mallory, our guest for the first Captain America.
Oh, shoot, I forgot about that. Hi, Mallory. We'd love to have you.
So let's see if she listens to this. We'll be back then. In the meantime, everybody stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. Everybody's going to Orlando, whether you like it or not.